Hey guys, I'm glad you can join me. I have a very different type of art project for you to do this time. As you can see behind me, all the paintings are ladybug, every single one of them. But what you'll need to do this project, and it's not necessarily being a ladybug, you'll need paper, you'll need your iPad for or access to a camera, and then some art supplies. And any art supplies will do. So what I'm going to do is give you some close-ups of what I've done in the back, and then some more details on how to do it, okay? Because we're experimenting with colors, and with different mediums. The reason you need your iPad for a camera is go outside and take pictures of moths, butterflies, ants, ladybugs like I did in the back, spiders, lizards, crickets, whatever. So let me pull the camera up here and get you a close-up, because the idea is to take one subject and use lots of different mediums, such as this one is colored pencils. Okay, and that's done on Xerox paper, guys. Black and gray marker. Number 3, colored markers. Okay, let me go to the second column here. Number 4 is acrylic, and that is done on Xerox paper. Number 5, it says pencils. It's really drawing pencils. There's a difference, and I will explain. Okay, last column. I'll try not to shake the camera too much. Watercolors. And that one was done on watercolor paper because I had some paper available. Conte, and I'll explain that. And the last one that I have is soft pastels. So there you have it. Have a list there of the mediums that I used. And now what I'm going to do is turn the camera down, explain some of the supplies, and then let you see what you can do with it. Okay, so turning down, let's see, right about here. Okay, now on the first one I used colored pencils. There's so many different colors of pencils, it's amazing. Don't do this, guys. Instead, take your time, do layers. It ends up looking a lot more shaded, a lot more interesting than just doing solid like you do crayons in the first grade. We have number 2, black and gray markers. Markers come in so many different varieties these days. A lot of the markers come with 2 different tips. Like this one is a pointed tip, and then on the other end you have a chisel, what they call a chisel tip. Lots of fun. These also, number 3, colored markers. Okay, same thing. Usually they have 2 different tips. This one, very fine tip. You can hardly see that one. And then still a small tip. But there's lots of varieties to choose from. This one, okay, it has a chisel tip again, and then the point. There's all kind of things you can do. I mean, you're going to find the medium you want with this. Acrylics. There's basically, guys, there's 3 different categories of acrylics. There's the craft paints, which come in the little bottles. I'm sure most of you have seen that. You've got student grade acrylics, which usually comes in tubes. And then, of course, you've got professional paint, which is a lot more expensive. You don't need to get that. That's just, I've got some on hand. Okay, if you don't have some heavier paper like mixed media, you can use cardboard. You can use the back of the pizza box. But it will work. I painted on the Xerox paper for the example, so you can do that. It works out just fine. Okay, let me see what else we've got. Number 5, drawing pencils. Drawing pencils are different than from the regular number 2 pencils that you might have in school. They'll have numbers and letters on them to show you the thickness, not the thickness, to show you the intensity of the lead, because some of them are much softer than others and some of them are much harder. There again, you do it's almost like shading, or you're going to draw regular too. But the drawing pencils give you so much more variety than a number 2 school pencil. Okay, we've got watercolors. Watercolors, exactly what it says. Has water in with the pigment. Now that one you probably can't, it's not going to do very well on Xerox paper because of the water. But if you got some watercolor paper or even mixed media paper, it'll help. Number 7, Conte. If you're not familiar with that, it is basically it's graphite with some color, with some wax and some binders in it. Some artists just use this and nothing else, and it just does some where's the other color? Absolutely lovely drawings with it and paintings. Okay, let me see. Soft pastels. Soft pastels are not the same thing as the chalk that you have on a chalkboard. This is pigments with water and a binder in it, and we call it a soft pastel. If you were to take the soft pastel and crush it up very fine, and add linseed oil with it, you'd have oil paint. If you were to add water to it, you'd have watercolor. If you were to do that to the chalk that's up from the chalkboard, you just get mush, because that's basically limestone or gypsum, which is a calcium type of mineral. Now, let's see what else. Okay, got those. Gel pens, yes. Gel pens have been very popular. You can do all kinds of things with the gel pens. Wonderful for drawing. All different colors. Oil pastels. It does not matter. This is a large or larger set. You can buy a set with probably just about 12 colors in them. I call them adult crayons. They're very intense. I mean, I really like them. Oil pastels. Next is charcoal. This is called vine charcoal, and it's pressed that way. It didn't grow like that on the vine, okay, guys? That's just what they call it. Charcoal also comes in a pencil. I mean, it's amazing what supplies are available and what you can find at home if you just really look or talk to a neighbor, whatever. Okay, even a ballpoint pen. Guys, you can do some wonderful things with a ballpoint pen. It doesn't matter. You could even maybe, since we're right now, everybody's saying to be 6 feet apart. Hey, maybe some other students can get together on the patio and exchange art supplies and experiment. So that's the deal this time, guys. It's like take one subject, use different mediums that you can find, use different papers you can find. You can even use the inside of a pizza box. Repeat the same object and see how it comes out with different mediums. And if you only have 2 mediums, if you only have pencils and ballpoint pens, do it several times and see how it improves. See how you look and see the objects differently every time you draw or paint. Okay, guys? So I will see you again soon. So take care, be safe, and have fun with art.